Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to, our very first Asian fleet that we have, those new ship models that are coming with New Horizons, and boy, I love them. Of course, I do. Like everything in this mod, I do love. And also, once again, they're coming with the pirate flag. So now things are getting really interesting, right? Because now we're having the ability to attack neutral ships, convoys, for example. That would be the biggest advantage of them. In fact, I would like to push out way more of them. So the trade route that delivers the weapons and the sails is already running. And I'm thinking, yes, this is not enough, right? So we want to push more. Looks a bit strange right now, but since the ship is already loaded, I'm not going to change things around here. Let's just go ahead and get more weapons and more sails over. Wanna have them. That's the big advantage. At first, I thought, why should I build those ships, right? Because they don't really offer you anything. They're weaker than a frigate. On the other hand, however, they come with the special white flag, flag of war, and that's the one that you want to have. Now I can attack anyone I want anytime. That's a big advantage for me. Now, in that case, we want to push more before we start attacking convoys, of course. And we continue, well, with our beautiful city, Kang Wang, over here. And yeah, I think we should start with upgrading a bunch of buildings again. Have a bunch of them over here by the marketplace, right? So this whole inner area is growing, and perhaps also these rows here. There you go. Consuming some of my clay plaster again. We have lots of workforce, by the way. And we could work on my next productions here. So needs and happiness. I think, yeah, we should work on happiness first, as that looks a bit problematic, to say the least. So the umesho is not really coming in the quantities that I would like it to have. The problem here is the sugar cane. Now, I'm already having a sugar cane delivery with 2 ships, in fact. And it's 50 tons each. And they're both fully loaded, but it's just not enough. So I need another ship, Neptune's Gift. 3 clippers now doing the job here. Getting the clay and the sugarcane over. Pretty sure the clay is too much. Right, oh yes. We're consuming how much clay exactly? 4 tons, alright. 40, 80 tons. I might even... Nah, let's keep it as is. I think this will be fine. So this is 100 tons more sugarcane coming in. That's really important here. Otherwise, the production should be fine. Oh, it's not. So even then... Alright, let's play it safe, you know. It's cheap, right? I don't need to worry about. The problem is I don't have any more ships. Alright. Alright. First of all, let's add more production. And then we need to work on more raw materials. So that's my ships. And yeah, let's push more cargo ships. We can build so many of them at this point. Getting the broker influence bonus, that's because of our fleet capacity. That's lovely. Movement speed increase. Plus 7% for all my ships, by the way. That is massive, right? They're all faster now. An influence bonus. Doesn't count that much for one ship, but if it's affecting 50 ships, then it really makes a difference. Let's get rid of the bricks again. Because we have the bricks, I want to now finish my refineries.
Of course.
Let's just finish all of them. In fact, that requires so many obreros that we're out of them, but it's okay. And with that, finally, also the oil in Manola is flowing. And the oil trade route will pick it up and get the oil over to Sleepy Hole. Now, next I would like to open up some space here again. And the reason for that is that we have a new decoration, right? So garden it is. Garden sounds a bit, yeah, shadeful. And it's of course these garden gateways, and that's only the beginning of something that we can add here. So these have now the garden ornaments. So this one here says it grows its influence with adding more garden ornaments. Now right now I only have those 3. Okay, so if I add this one now. Okay, so it goes over here. Let's just try this out. Doesn't grow really. Then we have this one, but that's also just nothing. If I add more. Okay, it actually increased the range now by 2 tiles, adding this one, right? But it looks strange. There is no...
left ruins behind.
Is that really the only ornaments I have? Alright, these also count as garden ornaments. So if I add them, let's check this out. Because I want to know if that actually makes a difference. That would be lovely. Nice. Alright, so in the decoration, beautification menu, the garden ornaments tab here provides also ornaments that count for this. Okay, with that we can add now smaller gardens and
Ship
puzzles
under attack.
so that you get a nice little enclosed area like this one here. And of course this is a lot of pavement now, so we can also make this one with not the sand pavement, but probably also just the grass garden ornament. Yes, this also counts as this. So actually it's, I think, all of them at this point, garden ornaments, yep. So if I've fully developed the garden here, we can really increase the range here all the way over there now, right? So it started from here and now went all the way here, and that's in all directions. And with that, we actually also have a happy population all of a sudden, thanks to having the garden fulfilled. Also, the umesho is coming in, so this is helping. These guys here also need a smaller garden. By the way, we could now use these courtyards here to add then those garden ornaments, right? I think so. No, wait a second. You need to have at least the garden public service building, right? Without that, it's not creating a garden area. Finally, Isabel also has a white flag for us. 260,000 is quite a bit, but it's gonna be worth it because now we have a neutral trade ship. And I would like to explore this side of the new world to also claim us another island, or at the very least this island here. I think this would be fine already. So that would be my next goal now. Okay, next I would like to, or while we wait on my ship in a new world to find a suitable place to settle, I would like to start out with my first wonder or monument, the Royal Hall. This one here consumes weapons. Now we have a weapon trade route already to Kang Wang, and this one affects then also quite a lot of mines and stuff like that on the island, and also it prevents the enemy from takeover as far as I can see. Let's get this one going with the 250,000 that it costs me. Now we can see what else we need. All right, timber, clay plaster, we have that. We have the workers. Gold is something we don't have. So there is a new production we need to get going. This is, as far as I know, not possible on this map, right? No, it's not. So for this, I will need to go back once again to my new world, where we can then start producing, or the Arctic, either way. But of course, we're already in the new world. What we still need to have here is also then a warehouse once again, where my people can take it. And boy, I'm excited for this. It looks already amazing. Starting this grand temple over here. In that case, I think we're... look at that. It's a beautiful big town at this point. Performance unfortunately tanks a bit. Alright, so that's not on my end, I think at least. Now, the next warships are out. Let's just take them. So we have 4 of them now. Probably would like to... yeah, a 5th one is also coming. And then we have quite a sizable force. Now, while we wait for gold and the new island in the new world, I would also like to have a quick look at my next 2 production chains. The first one is the... not the porcelain, sorry, the sake. And sake requires rice, glass, and koji. Koji is a trader good. You cannot produce this. We need to buy it at a trader. And this is the trader, Admiral Wu, and he's got koji in stock, right? It's actually, I think, quite expensive. But we'll just see. Right, might deplete me. So yeah, I have to be very careful how many I buy. Is this really the real price? This is a ridiculously high sum, by the way. But okay. Just one trade could totally bankrupt me. I'm gonna purchase a few of them for now, right? So this will be a very limited good. How much sake do we consume? That's 1 ton. It's okay. It's okay. It's not gonna make me rich though, right? Because I'm pretty sure the sake will not bring me in that much money. So for that we need the rice, we need the glass. I need to update one of my trade routes. So we have this one here that has the flour from Sleepy Hollow. And in addition, we're gonna say now, take also please glass. Even though we don't have that much glass in Sleepy Hollow. So I will need to readjust this trade route as well. Now, rice, we have a surplus production of 4 tons. This is certainly not enough. So let's just move my fire station. And also get me another... oh, wait a second. We have a warehouse here. Yeah, this looks okay. Let's get one road over there just to secure some of those mines. This is really so annoying. What is going on? Where are the attacks coming in? Did we lose? I think we lost the... no, we're still at peace with the pirate. So why do we get now thousands of those messages? there are no attacks, right? When I go there.
Competitor's island is under siege.
Bring her around.
And this is also not my island, so I don't care. Really strange. But there was a ship here because we have flotsam. Okay. Ah, a little damage boost to my ship here. That's okay. By the way, let's push a few more cargo ships. Now, I wanted to boost my rice production further. Also one of those that require endless amounts of fields.
I can recognize a cruel master.
There you go. 2 more, and then probably also another 2 here. To really push the crops. Also, we're gonna say on this island here, take once again minimum stock of rice by 30.
The fire left ruins behind.
Because I want to make sure that we always have some rice in storage, right, for my production here. And then I'm gonna make a new route. Because we're not transporting rice so far. Yep. One of my crappy smaller ships can be used for this. Perfect. So this brings in the rice. The glass is also now coming for the sake. So yeah, it's only the koji, right? And let's try and purchase some of that now.
Schooner reporting.
50, 100, 36,000. I'm not gonna make a trade route out of this just yet because I don't think we can actually make a minimum. Can we make a minimum stock if I say now take the koji? Right? So I cannot say... Yeah, no. It's too risky for me to purchase something like that at the moment. Would he purchase something from me?
Ship under attack.
Anything, but no special prices. So that's not something I can do. At the very least, sake is now ready to roll. Let's have...
Ship under attack.
Yeah, those 2 here. That's already enough. Let's build 1. But yeah, we could wait, because it's still gonna take some time before this rolls, right? Before the glass comes in. And then we can produce the sake. Now the other one is the kotos. Kotos is something that we're gonna need for this monument over here. And it's this one here, the pleasure pavilion. This consumes kotos. And in that case, we do need to have strings, bamboo, and wood. That's actually pretty simple, right? Because this is something we already have on the island. This is something that has those 2 things. So copper and steel we have. Silk we don't have in the old world. So we need to get silk to the old world. And then we can push it to back here again, right? So let's just see where my silker is. There is my silker. And let's get me a second one going then. By the way, you could also add some more buildings in here. I don't know. And this is then the mulberries once again, the silkworm cocoons that we have. So I will also need to make a trade route, and for this I'm also gonna say it's never really simple. They're not fighting back, even though active defense was activated. I don't see them in action. They're not very strong. Right, of course they can take it down, but look how quickly they take damage. That's that. I think you need to use special items for these here.
She's small, but she's keen.
Oh, and yeah, that's the flag of war that we lost. So I would like to build me a few more of them, please. There you go. We still need them. So that's the... We do have a trade route, right? The flour and the glass. And he's also going to pick up now in Kang Wang. He's going to pick up the silk and gets it back to Sleepy Hollow, right? So that's going to be quite a busy trade route. With that finished, it's going to take some time before the weavery comes in, right? In the old world, in the meantime, we can make the strings work. So we have this over here then. There it is in the magnets tab. And this one produces strings. It requires electricity, unfortunately, so we cannot boost this that much further. Let's just see. All the way over here, electricity flows. So I might want to push this one a bit further. I don't need another steam water production at the moment, so I might just add them here now. Oh, wait a second. Let's keep a bit of a space in between. Yeah, very good. We can still have more here. So that would be 4 strings already per minute then. So once this is over, you can also pack strings in Sleepy Hollow and bring them back to Kang Wang again, right? So the cargo ship has enough slots for all of this. I'm gonna add a second one to speed the whole thing up. And this one here can actually go away. It's too small at this point for the trade route. Back to our original mission, and that is, of course,
Ready for a challenge.
settling on a new island in the New World. And here we have now the tobacco fertility. That's what we need. Also, 3 more gold. That's also something I'm not complaining about.
The family wealth is considerable.
Holy cow! He wants to take over my capital. Okay, before we can actually continue with the construction itself of our tobacco and also of the other thing that we need, rubber, we do need to have a commute pier because I don't want to make things even more complicated than what they are right now. So having a commute pier, for example, right over here makes the most sense to me. The first ones that we can build do not cost me influence, right? So this is only 25,000, and with that we have already shared it. And now I can build me another one on this island here, Pato Quieto it's called. And this one also does not cost me influence just yet, right? It does cost me though a bit on the upkeep. So these are really expensive upkeep wise, but we can easily afford that. Every consecutive one now costs me 15 influence. Just for refreshing, does this also count for my old world? That would be my question. I think we cannot even build it yet. There it is. Yes, okay. It counts for both worlds now. So 15 influence for now. I can delete it again and build another one for free, by the way. So this is no problem whatsoever. Now, the commute pier is there. We have the shared workforce. That's pretty important. So now I can go ahead and upgrade more people in Manolar. That's pretty important to get us the workforce going that we need for the tobacco. I'm gonna get some more bricks over, and in the meantime we can already start with the tobacco plantations. As we can see, we get lots of space on this island. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We do need around, I think it's not much, right? It's 2 tons that we need right now. So we could calculate with 4, let's say up to 6 tons. So I'm gonna build this one in mind with 6 tons production. And you'll see that this actually means that we need to build quite a few of them already. Because that would be 12 tons of tobacco, 12 tobacco plantations in total, right? Because they're only producing every 2 minutes, which is a shame. It's very, very slow. Yet I'm not going to boost them because it's really not necessary for the space that we have. 192 fields is also, I think, the max size. So I don't think there are any fields that require more space than the tobacco fields with 192. And we're just gonna place the 12 that I need somewhere here, right? So this is already now 6 that we have. That's half. There it is, 12 fields, and we would even have room for more, right? Easily, no problem here. The other thing that we still need is more wood for our marquetry workshop, and I'm just gonna place me some additional ones here. That's really all you need. That's already way too much anyway. And last but not least, we need a bit of an industry zone, and I would like to have this close to my village here. By the way, we didn't need to really build that village here, but I still wanted to have some village so that it doesn't look so naked. And here we can now go ahead and have then these productions here. Now, if I want to have 6 tons, right, the cigar factory luckily produces 2 per minute, right? So 3 of them are already fine in total. We could make it a block of 4. Right, so this will already be enough for a long time, and they will be supported by the marquetry workshops, and you need a bunch more of them, right? So for those 4 that we have, we need around 8 of them. So let's just have them here to get things going. And this is already a really a nice surplus production that we have of this. I just need the bricks now rolling. And while we wait on more bricks, I would also like to start something else. That is for my rubber. The problem is we need rubber for the bicycles and for the steam carriages in the old world, right? That's super important if I want to go for magnets. And in that case, we don't have rubber anywhere. Now we have the option to settle on another island entirely. Now, I don't think there's any more island available that we could settle on, right? This also doesn't have rubber, and there is another one down here, most likely settled at this point. So what I could do, also this one doesn't have it. This one has rubber. How well protected is it? Not at all. This island is not protected at all. We could conquer it. Yeah. Would be some nice revenge play there with Alonzo, right? Against Alonzo. I think I would like this a lot. The other way is I could also build a hacienda right over here somewhere now and get the rubber out of the hacienda plantations. But I think I like the conquest more, so we're gonna send 4 ships of the line over, and we're gonna then conquer Alonso's juicy island for us. I might also, while I'm at it, send some more bricks over. There's my patrol anyway. Right, so those 2 things, they're gonna take some time, but these are the last things that we're checking off here, right? And then the path is available for magnets. In the meantime, we can continue with the upgrading. Of course, Sleepy Hollow needs to grow further and further. There is no end in sight just yet. Let's also have these guys. Also, we'll need to upgrade that district at some point. And we're gonna have more here and more here, so that we are really pushing. And look at that. This is where my money came from, right? Because they're purchasing it. So let's take it back. That's also 6,000 in share value, by the way. Someone purchases that, right? We lose a lot of income on the balance. So we need to be very sensible about this. She's trying to distract us with smaller skirmishes. Another thing, it's the farms over here. We can get rid of them now. We are importing grain with the docklands already. So this saves me lots of space that I don't really need anymore. Let's also get rid of the lumberjack hut here. And I'm just basically gonna have now a whole bunch of additional houses here. Also get rid of this one. There's the main road. Right, and then we can just take this whole thing here. There you go. And this whole area continues to grow now over here. We might also be thinking about something then here at some point, like, I don't know, a bigger park or a bigger museum. There is my palace, most likely. And here we're going to have some monuments lining up there along the river. I think this will look grandiose, especially since this is the highest point on the island. And so it begins the war for rubber. And for this island, for Alonso's island. 4 ships should be enough. Honestly, he doesn't have any other defenses, so we'll just see. Funnily enough, the name is the Nile of this island. He doesn't realize it yet, I guess.
Ship under attack.
And that's a revenge that's really juicy, right? Because he's been such a pain, especially in the early game. And we're now just taking what is ours rightfully. At least with my caoutchouc fertility, that's the important one. Shouldn't be a problem. It's an upgraded harbor area. And we're taking damage. Okay, it's down, so we're just destroying some depots now. Is he sending in reinforcements? No. Okay, the morale is really good of these people though. Okay, there is another harbor area? No.
Your enemy's resistance is crumbling.
There's still the oil harbor, but that's it. I just wonder why the morale is so high. There you go. We conquered an island. Of course, we could also claim the shares, but that's not who we are. And let's just go ahead and also take the loot here. Might be something. And we can instantly or immediately start with that new island, especially now for my caoutchouc. Oh, tortillas. That's a lot of them. Is there more?
Under attack.
Nah. In the meantime, I continue with my production of cigars. So I'm gonna start here with these guys here. 1, 2, and those here. Right, so the first 6. Let's make it half. And then we also have these guys here. And also... Oh, actually this might be close on my bricks. Let's start with that. I think we are not that problematic. So it's the 2 tons here, right? So this is already a production of 4 tons. Let's actually go ahead and make it the 3 right away. The problem will be now here. We do need to have 1, 2, 3 as well. Alright, so this one is 1 minute. Why is it? Oh, obreros. We need more. Let's get... might be missing 2 bricks. Let's get the remaining timber to the island Denial. Let's actually keep the name. Gonna build me another one here. And definitely will need also another warehouse in Manola. I would like to continue with the upgrade. Nice. Alright, a few farmers we miss.
Ship under attack.
Might actually add me a bunch more here as the city also develops. I just love with Anno that you're not building cities to build them, right? But you're building cities to supply companies, to supply production. And it just feels so logical, right? So we build something like the tobacco industry and we need more workforce. That's the reason why we're expanding our city. And yeah, over time the city becomes richer, upgrades, transitions, and looks then better and better over time. I love this. It's always magical to see that. Now we do have the remaining bricks in, 29 tons. I'm just gonna take all of them in with me.
Island is under siege.
And get them over with my clipper. In the meantime, we can also now start with our Denial city. So we have the timber now over. And this is really a very simple one. So we're gonna have... I mean, I got 100 workforce here. This might already be enough. Yes, this will already be enough because we only need Couchuk here, right? For 2 production chains. So I don't even need to build a city because we have enough bonus workforce already. At least for now. I'm still gonna keep the harbor area available though. Of course, because we will definitely need a city. It's a big island with lots of materials for us.
Ship constructed.
So that's why I would like to keep it. But I'm still gonna go ahead, of course, with some production out here.
Ship constructed.
Yeah, let's go ahead and have also a fire station. You always need it basically. And then you need quite a bit of that actually, right? So we're just gonna play this safe and it's just gonna be a lot of them.
They need a hero. Tell me.
Yeah.
Did they get to you?
There was a time when 11,000 credits was a lot. Thank you, Isabel. But that's a time of the past. We have evolved. Taichol, that is certainly Miss Hunt. That she lost an island, yes, from Margaret Hunt. So the Admiral is a bit strong right now. I love the dynamics that we have on the world map, as long as it doesn't touch us, at least for now. And that's now 5. That would be 5 tons. That's not a lot, right? Okay, that looks more like it. If I want to build all of them, we probably will need some more timber. So I can build those with 116,000 credits, right? That is quite a lot. There you go. Got all of them now working with one click. We had enough timber and a bit of workforce we missed, but it's not a lot, so it shouldn't affect us that much. And this now leads to a total production of Couchuk of 10. I think we can be fine with that. So for example, just the penny farthings and the steam carriages, that's 1 ton here, and the penny farthings, it's 6 tons. So we have a nice comfortable surplus here. I might just go ahead. Nah, I'm not doing that. We will probably need a few more, but it's okay. Absolutely fine. No more timber, so that I will need to get again. By the way, I've switched my white flag to my cargo ship. Makes the most sense, of course. And then let's go ahead and build me 1 and 2 marquetry workshops. And also that production is now in full swing. And it's gonna be, of course, my cargo ship with the white flag on it. Even though, no, we don't need to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and make the clipper on this route. And it's really just all about the cigars. There they are. And it's gonna be 1 dedicated clipper. It's a very fast trade route because it can leave right away here, right?
For a challenge.
And that's it. So there's already the first cigars now getting over there. I can already feel the sweet breath of magnets in my neck.
Just say the word.
With a small town in denial and more plantations than ever, I'm also gonna have now my next trade route. Once again, we could choose the cargo ship, but I'm probably gonna push my cargo ship with the white flag now back to the old world. It's just more important over there, right? There's just more going on. And in that case, let's create a new dedicated trade route. Sleepy Hollow it is to now Denial. I'm gonna keep my warships available here because you can always just need them. And you never know when there's an attack coming, right? And let's just unload all of this again. And I'm gonna say, Lord Algon, you can do that job. Nice. that's huge steps, by the way, right? So it doesn't look like it, but these are really the last two products now that we need. So cigars are coming in at us as of this point. I'm gonna pause it just real quick, and then we have the steam carriages that I can already start as well. Oil should be really fine at this point. It is. Let's actually upgrade my oil harbor point. There you go. And I would like to continue now with my steam carriages. We have a lot of blueprints, right, that we really don't need that much. First of all, spectacles, pretty sure it's negative at this point. Yes. So let's go ahead and build me my next spectacle factory. I'm gonna get rid of this whole soap row here. The same with those here, right? So we have a bit more space available that I can use. And just so that we have a soap production going, let's build me those, right? But I'm certainly not gonna need those. Let's check it out again. Nice, comfortable surplus of 5 tons. This we could even use for some basic export. Now with that, we have this area available to us. And let's check it out. The pretty much one of the last products. By the way, gramophones might also be something worth... Yeah, we'll just see. There it is. Caoutchouc, steel, brass, it's all in. And we just need a coach maker. This produces then every minute, right? I would like to have this over here. And this leads then to a cab assembly line. Oh, I need 2 coach makers now that I see that. I'm probably going to squeeze in both of them here. There you go. And then I can have my steam carriage production probably somewhere over here. Electrified. It needs that to produce 2 of them per minute. Demand is non-existent. Shouldn't pause this really when I still need to calculate that. So we have twice as much, right? The production of what we need. So this will be fine for a while. And also the penny farthings, I can already start the production of these. These are going to be very important for my industry. So once again, we have steel and then caoutchouc, right? And I'm going to have this one, probably some over here. By the way, we should build the strings here. Yeah, that's going to be problematic for my electricity. Canned food is also in demand, so let's build another cannery and activate the kitchen again. But what I don't need is those slaughterhouses here. So I should safely move this over, and we could even have 2 penny farthings productions here. Though I just need 1 because this is producing 4 per minute already. I'm gonna wait until the caoutchouc arrives and then we can start this. The only thing that we should check is, do we have enough steel? No, we don't. With all of that kicking in, I need more steel. Steel is already being pushed. I can go ahead with a 50% and I should be, yes, we have a perfectly happy population at this point. I don't need to boost oil anymore, so let's get rid of that. But steel is the most important one. Of course, yeah, as you might guess, it's of course iron that's going to be a culprit here. So let's start exporting more fish for the iron. That should really be fine already. Especially since we upgrade that fish as well all the time. And yeah, there's some iron over here still. And some iron over here, and that's 4 tons each, so that's another 8 tons of iron coming in. Very important. From this island up here, it's this trade route here. We still have a clipper on this. I'm gonna remove it, get Godspeed in, and just add now iron as well to speed the whole thing up. Since it's a short trade route, this will be fine. Oh no, that was the pirate attacking us. No.
Ship under attack.
And the admiral is also not involved with us, so a bit of a strange thing.
Ship under attack.
Could have been someone else. We just upgraded and we're full again. Let's upgrade the harbor area once again, the oil harbor. Just so that we have enough storage for the bad time. So I can easily afford another 2 power plants now if I want, right? It just depends then how much of those we need. Alright, we have so many workers. I would like to continue now upgrading this district, but we will need also a school over here somewhere. As central as possible. Yeah, probably exactly those guys here. Yeah, I know I just deleted it. That's fine. We have way too many workers anyway. And I would just like to have this here. If I can. Let's make it so. Alright, so that we have a little entrance. All of this. And this will lead those guys here to upgrade now. And the first one's already here. That was quick. Now with that school, just waiting now. Oh, cigars are in. Perfect. Can't really see that on the balance. It's not a lot of money that comes in with the cigars, right? The penny farthings will have a way higher impact. Gramophones is also nice. I could work out some special items. So this is where I want to wait on my cargo ship. There it is, with the white flag. You know what? We still haven't discovered Eli yet. So after all this time, he's probably... There he is, right? I mean, he's easily visible, but I never really bothered. And let's get my white flag over there to purchase some juicy items that we need for the industry. With the strings now coming to Kang Wang. Oh, look at that. Once again, someone likes to take over my capitals. We do have the bamboo, we have the lumberjack, and now I can finally go ahead and start with my koto production. This is one of the big products, right? So this was quite a big one on that side. Let's have it right next to the police station so it's secure. By the way, I don't think I've shown you the police station yet. It also has its own custom skin.
I'd hate to punish you, but if that's what it takes...
And right next to it, we do have then our koto. Let's have a warehouse over here.
Under attack.
And I think 2 of them should be fine because that is a production of 4. We have 1 demand right now. So this is all gonna be nice. Oh, it's 1.30. Oh, yes. Okay, then we need 2 at least. Let's also have another one here and another one here. Probably will need to build all of them to have a comfortable surplus right away. And these are super expensive. Holy moly. 50 clay plaster. That's a lot. For just one of these? At least I don't have to worry about bamboo. Because consumption is not that high. But yeah, with that we have the koto flowing. This is also then required for my next wonder over there. Speaking about wonders, we still of course want to get that gold in somehow. Yeah, that's the new world now too. After all these productions, doesn't hurt to add even more. And we're gonna do this in the next episode, and then hopefully also again with some development here, but most likely with our first magnets. Stay tuned.